Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. Before we begin our session on promoting speech and language at home, on behalf of Polariz, I would like to introduce our speaker, Amuna Dangi. Amuna is a highly qualified specialist with her master's in audiology and speech language pathology. She has immense clinical experience and is professionally registered with both IHSA and the Maldives Ministry of Health. She brings a wealth of expertise to our community. Today, she will be sharing practical tips and activities specifically designed to help parents and educators to support children with speech delay and improve their daily social communication. I am super excited for this workshop, and for parents who are in here today, please feel free to stick around. At the end, we'll have a Q&A session where you can directly ask Amuna questions. And without further ado, on to you, Amuna.
Well, thank you so much, Rose. I would like to introduce myself as well. I am Amuna Dangi, and I'll be presenting this webinar will help parent to know how and when we can help the kid with small home-based tips and tricks that will help communicating in a long-term way and boost their speech and language. So let's move on to the webinar. So the goal of the webinar will be understanding importance of speech and language, learning simple strategies and parents can use daily, encourage communication through play and routines. So these are the main goals of it and it will help. So moving on to why speech and language support matter. So speech and language doesn't mean by words, but also by the gestures we do, like asking for more and many more things. Speech doesn't always have to be a language. A small babble also or pointing also can be a communication. So that is what we are doing. How can we encourage child to do that? So let's move on to why speech and language support matter. Because it helps to identify early difficulties, support emotions, emotional development, which will be very important, and also helps in develop social interactions, improve communication, and builds confidence. Now, all these are very much important for everybody in every child's day-to-day life. So now, how parents can play an important role. So child is only attending therapy for a while, but always they will be with the parents. So how do parents can help and why parents play an important role? Okay, so that is the thing. So parents are child first and important communication partner that we all know since birth till they are grown up. Parents play a vital role in supporting a child's communication development. So, yeah, that is how it happens. Be it pointing, gestures, or something, parents are always there giving them options and many more things like when they point at something, also parents do tend to say, oh, do you want this or this? Or do you want apple or banana? So it is like always pointing out like that. Mentioning the child's development, daily interaction activities, and create a language. So, whenever the child goes somewhere, coming from the picnic or from the school, we tend to ask child, or when they come from the therapy, also we tend to ask the child how did it go. So, we were on daily interaction and activities create language foundation that we already talked about, and simple daily interaction and activities can build a strong language skill that might be playing, going to park, or any topic that will help will create a foundation. Like let's say you can say, oh, can you bring the ball? That simple daily activities like throw the ball, pass the ball, will also can build as a strong pillar for the language development. Now, how and what can we do? What are the strategies we can follow? So these are we seeing because we all have a confusion after a long day or therapy, or we we being a parent, we generally have this confusion. So moving on to why, how, what, and all. So first, encourage conversation, read together daily, sing songs and rhyme, and build a language-rich environment, use visual supports. We will move on to it like in detail, but I'm just giving you the brush up topics. Encourage written play, build sound awareness, play with sounds, play language games, and encourage storytelling. So we now these are the general thing we can do at home, and it's easy and based on easy support, and can be done with all the things available at home. So we will look now in detail what and how. So encourage conversation. So encouraging conversation doesn't mean forcing the child to speak, but listening to the babbles. Like sometimes the child will say, "Mama, no, 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 no." So you just try to correlate what child is saying. So you can always say, "Oh, so what do you want?" Oh, yes. If you encourage to every sounds, every gestures they do, that will encourage them more. And this is not only with the child with the delayed speech and language, but other various disorders like you can do with the Down syndrome, initial stage of ADHD, ASD, and sometimes when the child with non-verbal ASD also can be helped out because they will be seeing their tabs and all, they will be pointing you at some numbers or something. In that you can do many things. Or maybe the child who is using AAC, you can ask simple open-ended question like, or close-ended question. Do you want this? Yes, no, they can always respond to you. That is also the form of language communication through a gestural touch. And you can always take turns in talking. Like, okay, let's say this. You can have, do you want apple or do you want banana? Oh, mama wants banana. What do you want now? You can always have taking turns, or you can give lots of gestures and lots of questionnaire like apple is red in color. So this is how you can encourage conversation while eating food, while playing, with bedding, when you go for playing, park time, everything. Now the second will be read daily together. Now most of us now, being a busy parent, we tend to give our gadgets to the kid and be like, okay, we will see this rhymes and we'll go to sleep. uh, Usually Cocomelon. But if the child is playing games or doing other work stuff, it is completely fine for you giving your child a gadget. But like some of the things, some of the rhymes are fast paced and will not be important. So why take risk? Why not use the book? You can use many picture books. It need not be a like it need not be the storybook or high end book. You can use general this book, which will be very important. Like, see, I can just open up my page and say like, look, what is this? It's a tractor. Now tractor will go. You can build up your own story, like whether the tractor see, you see the tractor in the farm, and you can encourage, use more of a expression, gestures, and voice variation. You cannot, you being a child, talking with a child, you need to be a child. That is what it is required. For example, we can say, look, what is this a train, choo-choo train. So you can always use lots of gesture while reading the book. You'll get lots of picture books, your voice, and you can ask the child about the questionnaire, like what is the child doing, what is the mama doing, what is the train doing, anything. This books and all the small picture daily books also help. Now, so this are my few of the recommendation of the book, which will be very helpful, like pop-up books. Very Hungry Caterpillar. Very Hungry Caterpillar is a now well trending and very very good book. You can do it like you can download the picture from the Pinterest and you can do it. Cookie Monster, all time favorite. You can count the cookies, you can see the cookies. There are different kinds of monsters. Pop-up books are like for the kids. You can just see like apple popping, tiger popping, and all those things. Okay, so these are the very, you can always use the rhymes book also, like what did the Johnny, Johnny, yes, Papa. So how many star, counting star, telling star. So these are my recommendation, and these are the very good books which we also use. Now, singing songs and rhymes. Okay, so now you hear, you might be thinking, initially she only said rhymes are not good and all those things, but I didn't mean to say the rhymes are not good, but then giving the child only the gadget to learn rhymes is not good. Okay, so you being with the child and using more of the gestures and singing together matters. For example, you can say, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. So action matters, right? So whenever you say the wheels on the bus and the child does this and peep, 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 trying, and all those helps. Okay. And these are the child repeats with you, child imitates you. So clapping hand action, you can say twinkle, twinkle. So where is the star? You can always do sing song rhymes also is the form of you asking the question and gaining parental time together. Okay, which will be like the child when you go out, when the child see the bus, then the child can say, oh, it's a wheels on the bus. Mama, wheels on the bus. Or wheels on the bus. The child will see the dog and she can say, what does the dog bingo, that song related to dogs and puppies they can sing, that which will be like, yeah, I know the progress will be a little slower and all, but then you the child is responding to something, that is what it is always good. So this is what is helps and this is always good. Like you give them a nursery rhyme, singing time together, clapping, accents, everything. So this is what sing song and rhymes means. Okay. So like all McDonald's, the best to teach them how to sing. What does the cat say? What does the rhyme say? Okay. So building a language rich environment. Okay. So language rich environment doesn't mean that you have to make a child sit in one place and say like, tell. No, language rich environment like mama is cooking in the kitchen. So mama, what is mama cooking? You can give them the model carrots and say, mama is cooking a carrot. I want an apple. Let's eat apple. Apple is this. And like when you play, when there, you can make it always like mama and child time, dada and child time, or it's a family time, and where you can play a lots of toys, and you can always say like, okay, it's time to bed. So what should we do first? It's a cleanup time. Let's do the cleanup. Bye bye carrot, like toys. Let's say they have a beanie toys. So bye bye beanie toys. And when you are playing also, like you can have a tea party. So you can say, oh, I want a cup of coffee. I want a tea. Yes, I can understand to gain attention is taking time, but you can always start with the things the child like. Maybe it's a dino the child like. Maybe it's a car or aeroplane. You can use n number of things. Or at home, you can sit in front of the mirror and while we'll comb the hair. Oh, we are combing here 10 times. We are doing this times. We have a yellow color comb and we have a mirror. In mirrors, I can see my eyes. Where is mama's eyes? This is always helps. This always helps. Like dada is working in the laptop, mama is working in the phone, anything that helps. That is creating a language rich environment for the child and a language and speech development. Visual supports. Now, visual support doesn't mean it has to be visualized and all. Okay, you can always use the cards like this is a van. Oh, look, I can get an orange. It's a juicy orange. You can always use any card. See, now every time we won't have any material, but I am sure every parent will be buying this A to Z cards. So behind that, there will be a visual cues. You can describe them, you can use them, picture cards. For very small kids, you can also use this kind of material. Like we can say, oh, how many blue flower, yellow flower. We can use this kind of things. And also we can use many picture, like let's find it. Okay, how many this we can count, we can see. It's just giving a visual cueing. Okay, and also it is very helpful to give them a visual cues of a daily activities like when uh, when you get up, what do you do? first. I brush my teeth, I do my this, I did this. You can tell it in a story from like little Johnny brushed his teeth after he gets up before going to bed. He wear his PJs and many more things like daily activity card to help him improve his vocabulary and understanding of what is the bedtime, the day of like various time of a day and like what I do in afternoon, what I do at school, when is my school time, today is Saturday, this also helps. Now, here are the few visual cues you can always use. Like, see, you can say, these are my good habits, brushing my teeth, washing my hands, and you can always explain why, when do you wash your hands, when do you brush your teeth, before going to bed, early in the morning, and so on. So another is like daily routine sequence. You can play it as a card game like as soon as I get up, I brush my teeth, I eat my food, I get dressed and read a book or go to school. These are the sequencing card you can always use to sequence each and every daily activities and increase their vocabulary, overall vocabulary and develop. Now, encourage pretend play. Okay, so encourage pretend play doesn't it is like encouraging pretend play is like sometimes I can be a teacher, you can be a student, or sometimes we always tend to see the child after coming from school, after coming from a park, or even from therapies or anything. The child want to create a scenarios like they want to be either a therapist or sometimes they also mimic their friends. So yeah, I know some parents are insecure about like, what if it is a bad habit? Bad habit can be neglected. Like you can slowly reduce it, but when they are encouraging, like being a teacher, you can always support them and asking them this, like, encouraging them and asking them, oh yes, and then you can be always be like that. You can have a tea party, you can create your own scenarios, you can go to the park, you can even in the park you can create a scenarios like, okay, I'm swinging, so what is doing, what are you doing, shall I swing you away or what? You can always pretend, or you can be a child and you can say, okay, mama is the child, so what should mama do? Or if you have a pet, most important, if you have a pet, so you can say, okay, we'll feed the pet. Okay, today mama is sick, so you have to feed me and the pet. Creating different scenarios, creating different activities, and you can also create a general activity practice conversation also, like as I already said, in the kitchen also. Okay, mama is cooking today, mama is making let's say porridge. So what are you making? Are you making pizza? I want pizza. I like pizza. You can have every encouragement thing, everything, like every other day in the activities. Build Now another is building sound awareness. Okay, like see, most of our child which is growing up and increasing in age, they will have some kind of difficulties in understanding things. Like they might not say rabbit, they might say rabbit, or they might not even say any words, or they this. But you can always encourage them by saying like, today we are eating banana, banana. So you are highlighting that word so that the child will learn by looking at you and listening to the words with ease. And you can always encourage repeating, or when they try to repeat, always encourage by giving a positive, like, very good. Can you try? Can you try once again? Okay. So what is mama eating? Banana. And what is the sister eating? Broccoli. Okay, very good. Now, what does the bunny do? Bunny. Bunny, hop. You can always, you want to use the words like sound. So we are using, instead of rabbit, we are using bunny. Instead of any other words, we are using broccoli, banana. Okay, so each and everything you can always, but giving them the sound, or sound awareness also comes from the vehicles or anything which is around the sound, like chirping of the bird. What is the dog? What is the bird doing? Okay, did you hear the sound? That's a bird. And what is this? When you hear the barking or a cat meow, you can always use that there will be a animal sound awareness, like general sound awareness, public sound awareness, different sound of kind of awareness, like mixer. Oh, that's a when the pressure cooker goes. Many of the kids are sensitive to it. Okay, you can say no. That's we are cooking. What we are doing, cooking. Num num. So that is creating awareness and making them safe in their environment. Now, playing with the sounds, making animal sound and environment sound, taking. Now, this is playing with the sound is basically depending upon creating the child, like what does the cow say, what does the dog say, and the train goes choo choo choo, and this is the starting of the language when the child will learn. Okay, this is the cow. When they see the cow, they will be saying boo, and sometimes they see a dog and they can say ma ma ma. So those are also helping the child creating sound. Playing with the sound doesn't always mean that you have to see it and then make it like the cat says moo, the cat says moo. No, you can take it from the environment. You can take it like what does the bus say, aeroplane say. The aeroplane goes. You can always make a sound. You can always try to copy the sound, and you can always be like, okay, the bird is chirping, chop chip 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 chip. You can give him through. You can give him this activity through tablets, and like it is available like in Google's and anywhere, or even in the general surroundings. Like everybody will have a pet, like not at home, but you will have in the surroundings. Like let's say you will have your neighbors will have while going for a walk. You will have, so you can create in that way. This is why this is important, because the explanation of the child, like cow gives milk, dog is this. No, they will understand the concept of animals, and they are our friends through this. And that will also be helpful for early speech development by making the sounds like chip, 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 meow, and all those sounds. Okay. Now, playing language game. Like playing language game is like, you know, we can say, okay, let's do where is your eyes, where is your head, where is the nose. Yes, and I can see a red flower. Where is the red flower? For example, we can do use this. Like you can get this in many charts, and you can say, okay, I spy turtle. Turtle. So you can choose a frog, and they can show how many frogs. So you can play a language game, or make say like, okay, I can see a red color thing. What is this? Or even you can say, for example, you can take this. What's this? It's a burger. Burger is nom 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 yummy. So you can always use these sounds and these things wherever possible. You can always guessing the object also, like giving him, asking him to close eyes or touching and explaining the things. Like how much ever the child hears, you get the feedback from you, that much he will understand about the surrounding and know the knowledge of the language and the object. Encourage storytelling, like we can ask child to describe the pictures, or drawings, talking about the favorite cartoons. And there is like, see, we have this, so we can say dino. See which dino is there. It's a T-Rex. What is the color of T-Rex? So this is also describing the picture. Or when they scribble something, the drawing, you can always ask, oh look, what did you make? Is it a duck? Is it a cat? Or you can say, is it mama? And you can always use the sequencing words and all. And and talk about the characters, talk about the events. And you can always be like, okay, here is an apple. Did you draw an apple? Did you like an apple? Or okay, this is an today is a sunny day, so can we see a sunny day? And all. So it is like very easy doing everything what is available at home. Like what is the dada doing? Dada is using a laptop or driving a car. Oh, look who came. Dada came. Or what is the mama doing? Look, mama is going for a work. Anything. And y- all this are very important, and also is like you can get it from the general store. And you know, this our website like Polariz that AI also have all of this. I would like to show in a while. So we have all this picture description and all, which will also help every of our child. Like storytelling is available, sequencing is also available. So you can go through that and also see it. Okay. So this is all available in our website. And also you can use the daily activities. It is very, very good. Like, and these are the sequencing activities we'll be using, like what brushing teeth, how do we do the laundry first, what we do, what will happen to the clothes and all. So that was the last topic. Now we will say key message for the parents. Okay, so doing this is not easy at home, and I know it takes patience and all those things after a long day of work. But we always have to be more patient. We need to have a patience and a support. We have to be very supportive, encourage, and also encouraging their effort. They are trying to do something, so they might do one, but you can encourage 10 and celebrate small progress. Like they might say, you came from a work, mama came from the work, so they might be with the nanny and they come and say, the mama, and like that they might say. So you can say like, oh, depending upon their mood, they are very happy and jolly. So you can say, so you went to the park. And then if they are sad, then you can always ask, what happened? No, no, you didn't play. Like making a positive, but then seeing their expression, you can always respond to the child. Also, a language rich home builds confidence and communication. So when you give them a confidence to follow everything and giving them like encouragement, like responding to the each and everything, then they will try to communicate and show you more things. Any single thing, small things, it happens, they will try to communicate. And this is more important. So let's discuss.
Perfect. Thank you, Amuna. It was amazing. Thank you so much for your time. And I think we have one question from one of our viewers, Disha Patel. Thank you so much for joining today. And her question is, my child has been in speech therapy for almost 2 years without much improvement. When should we move or try to use AAC device for our child?
So that is actually a good question. And like if the child is not at all responding to you, and if the child is has crossed, like if you feel like your child is non-verbal, then you can always go opt for a AAC device. Also, it is always better to once take an opinion from your speech therapist, because they will know your child more and have the grasp of your child's development and progress. And according to their suggestion, you can always opt for AAC. Also, if many of the time the speech therapist will only focus on speech and language development like verbal communication and all, because uh, parents will not accept AAC device as it is seen in Asian country more. They won't be accepting. So because of that fear also, the clinician won't suggest that. But once if you move forward, then I think your therapist will be more forward to you suggest you some. And if the child has not been progressed a lot, it's better for going for AAC device.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I think that's all the questions we got today. And again, I would really, really like to thank you for your time today. I think this
Thank,
is it. Thank you.
thank you. I would like to show few examples from the Polariz
Oh,
dashboard, how it
yes, of course.
can I?
Go ahead. Yeah, yeah, of course. Go ahead.
Yeah, I also would like to say, if you are confused, you can always go through our YouTube channel. There will be always recorded. So, okay. So So this will be the thing which will be available in Polariz website. So there are the many lessons like pre-language, starter words, core vocabulary, and many more. And also there is something called sentence development, conversation development. Okay. So I prefer going towards the social communication or pre-language development. So it is like they will have many lessons, and according to your therapist, they will also build up a lesson, and that will help a child. Okay, so this is my favorite part. Okay, so the it's it comes like that. So let's keep this and look. See, so you can always see, like, I'm sorry, I'm overly excited to see this picture. This is my favorite part. So Ethan and his friends are playing in the park. Ethan's friends fell down and begins to cry, but you need not see this, but you can always say, like, see this, you can always say, oh, what is this boy doing, and what is he doing, what happened, look what mama is doing, mama is helping. So it all comes with the sound, but then, so, like, I could not play it. That is what is happening. So look, he's going to call his mama. Mama is helping. You can always decide. Okay, so there is a question also which will be helpful. What should Ethan do? Alert an adult or move away? So you can always choose. So what should his friend do? Two friends are in the park. So what should he do? So he should alert. A good thing to do is alert the elder. So see. So I alerted the elder. So it is a good part. So there will be a sound coming, like encouragement coming, and the, like, you know yeah, you did a good thing, you will press it, and then it is happening. See, it comes the correct answer. So this all shows, it gives you the visual cues, and also help you encouragement for, not for you only, but for your child also. So giving a visual cue and visual attention also helps encourage a child a lot. You can use this small tips and tricks also. And thank you so much. I
Thank you,
So
Amuna.
this is what I wanted to show you. Thank
Perfect.
you.
That was an amazing example. And I think a lot of parents can really get benefit out of Boris and the lessons out there. And also from your webinar and presentation today, I think a lot of parents will get some great insights. And thank you for all the parents who joined today. And we will be posting this on YouTube for whoever weren't able to join. So thank you.
Yeah.